Hi everyone, Hani Mourra here from EasyOnlineVideoTips.com. I'm excited today. I got another special guest, Jules Watkins. He has truly an amazing product. I want to introduce you to him, and he's going to share some amazing tips about marketing with your iPhone. So Jules started off as a photographer and worked his way up to becoming a producer and director in the UK. I mean, he's been involved in directing shows, reality shows like Pimp My Ride, awesome show, Lost My Bride, and The Biggest Loser. So that's awesome. I'm excited that you're here, Jules, and I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, thanks very much, Hani, for inviting me on. I've actually spotted your website about a couple of years ago, really, and you really kind of inspired me to sort of move into this space, with the whole of the kind of online video creation and video marketing.
Awesome. Well, it's nice to hear that. Thank you.
No worries.
Okay, so besides doing his directing, Jules has also started a couple of niche blogs, and he also works with small businesses and large businesses, helping them produce online videos to market their business. So that's awesome. So Jules has created an amazing product, and before we get into the details of the product, I'm gonna talk to Jules, get him to pull out some great tips so people can apply right now using their iPhone. And if you don't have an iPhone, you can still apply some of these tips with any camera that you got. So don't worry if you don't have a specific iPhone. You can use any pocket flip camera or even your webcam. Some of these tips are generic, especially about the lighting and that kind of stuff. So don't worry, you're going to get great value from this interview. So first thing, like I said, I want to get you to give away maybe 3 hot tips. 3 things that people can take away. Yeah. Throw it right through the camera. So people can take these tips and apply them today and get some great results with their cameras.
Yeah, sure. Well, 3 tips. I mean, I look at this from different perspectives, and I think I do think that people need to think about quality of videos. Now, I realize that when you're starting out, it's most important to actually go and get those videos out there and make them, and not to get too much caught up in equipment and that kind of stuff. On the other hand, though, after about a couple of weeks, when people really get into it, then they start thinking about quality, because they see other people's videos looking really awesome, and they wonder, like, well, how do they do that? And also, the other thing is, people have got a variety of businesses. So just sitting here like we're doing is fine, but it doesn't always exactly suit their business. For example, one of the people on my course, he teaches horse skills. Not skills for horses, but skills for people who want to ride horses, right?
Yeah.
Now, he can only do so much sat like this. So he has to go out and about and actually film moving objects and horses. So my perspective is, like, look at your business and try and find what's the most appropriate type of video for you. It might not be sitting like we're doing. It might be that you need to go and capture action and show the excitement of your business. And, part of my work in reality TV has been exactly that, capturing action and reality. For example, I directed The Biggest Loser, which is a massive show around the world. And people, why do people watch that? They want to see people being active, exercising, sweating, crying. So now, you don't have to cry to make videos, but I do think you need to look at what are those peak moments in your business, those peak points, and then figure out how can you capture that best on camera. So that will be my first tip. Then my other tip would be also definitely think about pace. Again, I do draw a lot from my TV side, and if you watch a TV show, you can learn a lot. A lot of people, they look to YouTube and web video to learn about video, but in fact, you can learn a lot from watching TV, because in a way, a lot of the web stuff has been influenced by the TV. So next time you watch your show, watch how many times the shot changes and how they keep your attention all the time. You don't have to go that far, but if you're talking about something, let's see it. Because, in a reality show, if somebody sat there in an interview being interviewed and they're talking about this drama that happened to me, or we went and did this and this happened to me, what happens next? Bang, you see the action. So my point would be, try and spice your videos up with more shot changes to keep people going with it. And my third tip would be, I'll go with a tip about music, because again, it fits in with the second tip. Be very, very careful with your music selection because choosing the wrong music can really fight against your video. And it's quite an art. It takes time, you need to practice choosing the right music. But when you get it right, the video just kicks off and it just really works. And don't feel like you need to have music throughout your whole video because often a lack of music, a silence, is as valuable as music. So if you watch a reality show, they'll be talking about something and then they'll say, and then this happened, and it will go silent, the music will cut. And that gives a point where people listen really carefully. Why has it gone silent? What they're going to say next. So if you're using music in your videos, no need to lay it under the whole 3 minutes. Have a little 30 seconds, have a break, maybe bring in a new track or the same track again, and use that music in the background to coax people through the video.
Awesome. Those are awesome tips. I mean, no one, like you said, people getting started, they just want to get in front of the camera and record, which is great. I encourage that. But when you really want to take it to the next step, those small things make a big difference.
Absolutely.
Especially the music. Especially the music. Music, it captures your other senses. It gets you listening. And that's a good tip about the silence. I never thought about that. When you hear music, then you hear silence. It's like, whoa, what happened? I want to pay attention now. You start listening even closer. That's great.
And I always do that. If you're making like an opt-in video for your website, you want people to opt in to your email list, or you can back time the music. So find a bit of music with a really punchy ending. When I work with editors in TV, they're always saying to me, "Give me a great bit of music with a really punchy ending." And what you do is you put that punchy ending at the end of your video, and then you roll it back to the front, so that when it comes to the end, and you say, go on, sign up to my list, right there, the music punches in at the end, and that gives people a prod. So you back time the music rather than starting at the beginning.
Interesting. Awesome. That's a great tip too. Thank you very much.
That's all right. Exclusive.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, you don't hear these kind of details. I don't. People who talk about online video don't not necessarily have the kind of experience, reality TV experience. And I mean, YouTube, it's like a big reality TV show, right? It's just real. It's just you and I and whoever's recording their video. So these are awesome tips from from the pro.
And you'll notice on YouTube how the quality is being raised, and now with YouTube bringing in content partners and putting it onto TV sets, quality is being raised. People's expectations are going up, and I always think aspire to the best. So if you go and watch some YouTubers, even if you're an accountant, or you might not even know these names, but go and check out people like iJustine on YouTube and see what she's doing with video, because I just think you can learn a lot from, these people aren't not sort of classical business people, but what they're creating is amazing and getting a lot of views. So I think it's always good to go and check out some of these cool young things on YouTube, and you can actually learn a lot and apply that into your own business.
Awesome. That's true. That's true. And I think this year, I've been reading a lot of articles, and people are saying 2012, like you said, people are going to step it up a notch in their videos. I mean, people are going to start expecting a little bit more from their videos, so from watching videos. So it's important to do just the small things that make the big difference.
Exactly.
Awesome. So you recently released a new product, and just want give you an opportunity to talk about it. Tell people what they're going to learn. So, the product is called iPhone Video Hero.
Yes.
So I've been through it, and honestly, 100% being genuine here, I watched at least maybe the first 8 or 9 videos, and I couldn't stop. I just kept wanting to watch the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. It was so much value, and it was so, the rhythm was good, the flow was good. I was learning so much. I just wanted to keep learning, keep clicking. So it's a great product. That's why I wanted Jules to come on here. And it's very, very inexpensive. But we'll get to those details later. I just want to see, if you can tell us, what are people going to learn from the iPhone Video Hero product?
Yeah. Well, thanks for the compliment as well, because I've definitely tried to put a bit of my TV style into the actual product. And I think that if you're working online and you're thinking about creating your own products, it's always really cool to check out other people's and see different approaches, to making products. And I've bought a few products where there's kind of back-to-back PowerPoint. The whole course is back-to-back PowerPoint. And when you start watching those, although it's very useful, you can sort of fall asleep a little bit because there's not enough changing it. So, one thing about using cameras is you can mix and match. You can, use you on camera. You can use your camera to show stuff. Then you can go back to PowerPoint and use that. So, in terms of creating your own products, I think somebody who went through my course would learn a bit about, ways and means of creating tutorials. So that's on one level they could learn that.
Hmm.
But on the basic level that you're asking here, I think that, my course is fairly intensive. I've tried to keep it, reasonable length because I know that people, particularly in business, are so swamped by all this information and people offering them $2,000 products with 232 videos, and it's all like too much, enough to make you sort of collapse into a heap, really. So what I'm trying to do is make it short, sweet, and intensive. So if you come on my training course, you are going to get really up close and personal with your iPhone. Now, the reason I focus this on the iPhone is because really I wanted to appeal to people who've got an iPhone. People fall in love with their iPhones, yeah, no doubt about it.
Me for
People fall
sure.
in love with them because it's a gadget that works on so many different levels. It's ridiculous, and the fact that it happens to have the new version has a 1080p awesome full HD camera makes it like a kind of no-brainer when it comes to using pocket camera. So you're going to get really to know the video camera and what you can do with it and all the controls. And you might think it's just like click it on and off and that's it, but there's way more that you can control with this new iOS system that's come out, the iOS software with the new iPhone. So you're going to learn all about the various controls. You're going to learn a lot about the sound and how to hook up microphones,
That's
and you're
good.
going to learn about lighting and about what to listen for, because when you shoot video, you develop this ear to hear what is good sound and what isn't good sound. So developing those kind of skills, but you're going to learn about how to do simple studio setups, learning about shooting outdoors, learning about shooting some action, how to make customer testimonials and what questions to ask your customers to get the best out of them. And also, the other thing would be the apps. I've got a lot of good feedback because people are unaware of some of the really cool apps that you can get for the iPhone, and that distinguishes it from your regular kind of pocket camera, non-connected pocket camera, because there's a lot of apps coming out almost every couple of days, helping you edit, giving a different look to your video. And I'll just show you, a few. What I've been talking about just then about, gadgets and gizmos, really. Just bear with me 1 second.
Sure.
So a lot of people aspire to like having a fancy pants DSLR camera, and
Yeah.
these are sort of $1,000 to two
Yeah,
thousand
it costs.
dollars plus, right? A lot of money, and when you're starting out, you don't want to invest that much. So here's my equivalent of this camera, which is here's a little iPhone rig that I've got
Look at
set up here
that.
to show you guys,
That's
right?
so cool.
And this looks cool, but it's not that expensive at all. This is an iPhone here, of course, in a case that has got a tripod socket. This stand here is like $10. It's actually used by photographers who didn't used to have flashes on their camera. They used to want to put their flash off the camera. Very cheap, maybe $10 here. This light is about $20. It's an LED light that you might need. Sometimes if you're shooting for example, I shoot in meetups. Meetups, another little
Oh.
tip, meetups are a great place to get interviews because you can get really easy interviews. People are already there. They're really willing to talk to you. But it's really dark in those places, so having a little light on top, big advantage. Then on here, I've got a wide angle lens. It actually flips around, so you can use it as a fisheye lens, which is a very ultra wide angle lens. Just clips on the corner there.
Oh, that's cool.
Great if you're shooting like interiors, like if you're a real estate agent or you do a lot of interiors. So it's got three lenses, a wide angle, a fisheye, and a macro for very ultra close-up work. That's made by Clip. That's on there. Then I've got a microphone plugged in. This is a Sony Bluetooth microphone. So this is the receiver, and then the other unit, which is here, you would put that on your interviewee or on yourself, and that gives you up to sort of, I think it's about 100 foot or something. You can stand away from the camera. I'm not too sure, but this gives you the wireless option. That's about $120, I think, something like that. So you don't need all this stuff, but I'm just showing you how far you can take your iPhone, and then combine this with some of the apps that you can get to give that kind of what's called a DSLR look, to kind of throw some of the background a little out of focus, maybe stylize the video. Combine that with the apps and this kind of kit, and your videos will just start to really like sparkle and stand out. So that's what it's all about, really. It's I'll use a TV term. It's like, the X factor. Yeah, be like the X factor of video. Don't be the common denominator. Be special.
Special. That's true. That's awesome. I love the gadgets. I mean, they look expensive, but they're so cheap. Like, where would you get them from? Like, would Amazon sell them?
Oh, right. Well, On a Click is on Amazon. I've seen it on because my training. I always link up to like US sites and UK sites and stuff like that. I've seen this on Amazon.com. Um, the lights. There's a lot of different varieties you can get on Amazon. Bracket you can get on Amazon. The case. There's different kinds of cases you can get. This is the X Shot case. You can buy it
Yeah.
at their website, X Shot, or I think it's on Amazon. So the same with the mic, pretty much all there. Or I know in North America, BH Photo is very popular. I'm
Yeah.
in London, so a bit different. But you can pick all these up. They'll the mailman can bring them all to you in about 5 days' time.
Wow, that's awesome, and they're so inexpensive.
Exactly. Well, that's the whole point. That when you think about buying equipment, don't just think about right. You bought the camera. Think about the whole set. So if you're in a low budget, the great thing with the iPhone is you've already got the camera. You've
Yeah.
already invested in that. So use your extra budget to get the microphone. Maybe get an accessory. You need to get a tripod, and then you can see just in that corner of my screen up there. This is a light. If you're going to film yourself indoors, then basically, light is like food to these cameras. So feed your camera with light, and these are a softbox. These are fluorescent lights. The bulbs look a little bit like this. In fact, very much like this. And these are daylight bulbs. You can use daylight ones in them. They come with bulbs in them, and you can pick up a couple of these. $120 up to sort of $200 range. It depends if you want to light a big background or what you're using it for. But it's worth putting a bit of money into that. But if you don't want to do that, then here's another little ninja iPhone video hero tip. This is actually just a regular bulb, a daylight bulb that you can pick up for about $10. And if you've got like a room light, so I've got so many props here. It's like a camera store.
Yeah.
This is just like a reading light, like you might use in your lounge. Yeah.
Yeah.
The stands. So as long as it's safe and you don't exceed the wattage that's permitted, you can use that into a regular reading light, and this gives out a fairly soft amount of light, and that can just help lighten up your face. And you want to get rid of the shadows, and you want to put the light up here so you get rid of your double chin and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like if you've got one. So a few little tips you can use, just really simple, is rather than no light, try and get some light in.
Yeah, and that's one thing I liked about your training. I mean, the lighting section, I found it really, really useful. I mean, you talk about what to do when you have light coming in from a window, for example, and
Yeah.
how to counterbalance that with another light. And it's very visual. Like we see your setup in your training. You see your setup, how you set up your lighting, where you mount it, where the light's coming from, how to handle indoor, outdoor. So that's
Talking about lighting, right? Classic bad scenario that I've got going on here
Yeah.
is that I set up here, and it was a really dark, overcast, typical London day. And since we've been doing it, the sun has come out on the blinds here. So this, guys, is not good lighting, yeah? I've got lighting across my face here. Bad move, right? That's because we're doing this live, and I'm not going to stop it. But if I was recording this myself, I would stop now. I'd be putting some soft fabric over this window here, over the blind to soften it, or I'd try and move back a bit like this
Yeah.
so I lose it. And it's those little details, like, if I saw this on somebody's page, I'd be thinking, what the hell? I'll be focusing on what the hell's that light doing on his face, right? But when somebody comes to your website, you don't want that. You want them to be thinking, this looks quality. I like this person. Their beautiful blog looks nice, and the video's not bad either. And I think a lot of people let themselves down because they go and get a fancy blog design done, or they go and get a beautiful theme, then they put this like opt-in video, and I've seen some terrible ones. And honestly, people are naive. They think, yeah, it's video, and people love video, so they're going to do it. But people are getting over that now. And trust me, what you want to do is you want to show, if you're worried about your video, go and get some people in your target audience and go and show them your website and your video and ask them what they think. And
Yeah.
I've shown a few bad videos to people, and they've said things like, I wouldn't do business with that person.
Huh.
I
Wow.
wouldn't buy that from them, right? And, you know, it's that bad. It can be that big a problem. So I think people need to be kind of realistic. And I honestly believe that just with a bit of education, a bit of practice, in a 2 or 3 weeks, you can come out with with videos that are really, really good, really much better than the average. And that's all I'm trying to do. If I've achieved that with somebody that comes in my training course and they end up making a really good video, that video has a massive value to them. It's not about how much they paid for the training course. It has a value of 100-fold because that video is working for you 24 hours a day, selling your services, selling your products, and so it can make a really big difference.
Yeah, that's true, and it's the small things. I mean, you don't want to produce this Hollywood style video. You just want to do the small things, improve the lighting, improve the sound quality, and
Yeah, yeah,
so you can get your message across. People can hear you, they can see you, and they get that comfort feeling. Okay, there's a little bit more professionalism. I think,
absolutely, yeah.
yeah, I think this year, this I've been reading a lot. And I get that same feeling as people are raising the bar, slow, like little by little, raising the bar for video quality. So even YouTube itself, videos are getting clearer. High definition cameras are cheap. Everyone's got a phone. Most phones have high definition cameras. The quality is going up, 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 up. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
And you can increment your videos in steps. So do your
yeah.
first one, don't wait. Do
Don't
your
wait.
first
Yes.
video, and then don't just leave it. Go back to it in a few weeks' time and think, well, could I record that again? Now I've learnt this stuff, could I record my pieces to camera, re-record them? Now I know what I'm doing. And basically work on your video, the same as you work on your website, and change it and swap it and develop it, and, until it gets where you want it to be.
Yeah, and like you said, practice makes perfect, and the more you practice, the more fun it gets. You have your setup there. You kind of sit in your office, you fire up a camera, and you record. Once you figure out the good lighting, to figure out the microphones, it's a little bit of reading and researching up front to see what works for you, what fits your budget. But once you figure it out, it becomes very natural. You fire it up and you start recording, and so
Yeah, yeah. I
that's
think absolutely getting systematized, getting a
yeah,
system in your video creation, because people who are in business, they're in business and they're not doing video professionally, so they need to be able
right.
to do it if it's within their own schedule, for example. And it's the same as in TV. They don't record a studio show like every day of the week. Often they'll record like 7 in a day
So,
sometimes, because they want to have it all set up nicely. Go in there, record a bunch of shows. It's much cheaper on time, and you can do the same thing. You can have your video creation day, for example. So get your setup, record a bunch of videos, and then release them over time.
yeah,
So anything you can do to sort of make it easier, and not because as soon as it becomes hard, then people will stop making videos, and that's the worst thing, really.
yeah. Fun. If it's not fun, you're not gonna do it, right? Especially if you're not in the video business. You have your own business, and video is just one tool, one marketing tool. So you don't want to spend 2 3 days on this thing. You want to be able to just in a few hours
Yeah,
pump
that's
out a few
it. That's it.
videos and let them do the work
Absolutely.
and focus
And
on your
and
business.
the fact that what's great about the iPhone is that it's always with you,
Yeah,
because in the past I would, I've got all kinds of pocket cameras. I've got a flip right here as well, but that would mean reminding yourself to take the extra camera. Whereas if you've got the iPhone with you, then it's with you. So, use the opportunity. If you're with a client, then, you can get that testimonial because you're there with them. Or if you see something completely crazy happen in the street or something like that, or what was it, a farting rhinoceros that James
yeah,
talked about?
yeah,
Um, I've got to bring that in again. We've got to get that in the show. So you're there to capture the kind of quirky moment that you might be able to swing it around and fit it into your business and at least link off it back to your site. So I love the fact that I've always, I never leave home without my iPhone, right? Otherwise I'm lost. So
yes.
that's what I love about it.
Yeah, and customers too. If you're with customers or your customer meeting or partners with vendors, whatever it is you're doing, you can always fire up a quick interview or fire up a few questions with your clients, get some testimonials. Your camera's there with you, like you said. That's great. I love my iPhone. I don't have the new one. I have the original iPhone 4,
Yeah, yeah.
but I can't live without it. I film myself in the car. When I get inspired topic, I just fire up my camera in the car while I'm driving. I got a little mount, so it's safe,
Yeah, yeah.
and I just start talking, and you know, it's it's there. It's convenient, and it's done. You just record it, and you're done with it.
Exactly. And you can upload it, straight up to YouTube from inside if you want to, inside the app, and that kind of stuff. It makes it easier as well.
That's it. Awesome. So we talked about business professionals, right? So what kind of people so far have used your product, and what are the feedback that you've gotten so far?
Let me get out of that light. um, yeah, good. I've got great feedback. I've had people emailing me saying, they've got a lot out of it. They feel that they're more confident, now. Or people who had no clue that they could achieve the kind of quality with their iPhone. So great feedback, kind of people. I mentioned the horse trainer. I've had fitness trainers join it because obviously the fitness business is a great, huge online business. Training people, and fitness is one of those subjects that it needs to be visual. You can't hide behind your PowerPoint that easily to talk about doing aerobics and stuff like that. So fitness people, life coaches who want to do a bit more vlogging, publishers, all kinds of things, and people, e-tailers, they get left out a lot. E-tailers, because if you're an e-tailer, you're shipping physical products, and everybody on the internet is talking about being on camera, right? Talking to camera. But if you're an e-tailer and you're competing against like massive brands like Zappos and all those kind of people, right? What do you want to do is you want to film your products. So in one of my videos, I show you how to film like little small knickknacks. We call them like jewelry. And I had a guy who saw that, who owns, a jewelry shop. He sells jewelry online. And obviously I had a few shots of that in my sales video, and he spotted that. So he's learned about how to shoot jewelry with his iPhone, because the iPhone is in fact very good at shooting close-ups. It's much better than the Flip or the Kodak ZI8.
Oh, okay.
You can really get close focus. So that would be the range. And I would love to get more e-tailers on board, because I reckon they should be not only, they should be talking about their products and holding them up, but they should also be showing their products in action, and showing what they do. And if you've got hundreds of products, the cost of getting them all filmed is huge. Whereas if you can set up in a little corner and every couple of days film a new product, at least if you've got your 50 top-selling products in video, pushing them out onto all the various sites, then that's going to be great for your store.
Yeah.
So that's my thumbs up for e-tailers.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Very good. So, probably wondering, how do you get this product and how much it costs? So I'm gonna put a link directly below this video, and it's the product's called iPhone Video Hero. And what is the current price? I know you might be thinking of changing it, but what's the current price right now, Jules?
Oh, the current price is amazing. No, it's a ridiculous price. It's $47. And I've been told, actually, people have said to me, you need to put it up. It's too low, and they've seen other products that cost a lot more. But you know what? I want to get it out there to as many people as I can, help people out, make it affordable, and get people just to make videos. So that's the price now. As I'm still putting more stuff into it. As I spot something, I think I need to put that in. I can't just say, right, that's it. I'm going to add a few bits more, and then I'm going to have to put the price up. But right now, it's $47.
47. That's incredible. I mean, I've been through, I can't remember now how many sections, but at least an hour or an hour and a half worth of videos. And the nice thing, it's laid out nicely, because you can skip the sections that you don't want to read about, and you can jump directly to lighting, for example, jump directly to the microphone, and then jump directly to the resource section. You list all the equipment, where to get them, lights, microphones, stands, all that kind of stuff. So it's very well laid out, and it's very easy to follow, and you're free to jump around. That's what I like, because like you said, I didn't have time to go through the entire course, but people in business may not have time, so they can watch the section. But honestly, the lighting section and the microphone section are not specific to iPhone. So even if you don't have an iPhone and you're looking for setting up your webcam or any kind of camera, those two sections alone are worth the $47. I mean, it's underpriced. It's you could definitely charge more, and I know you're adding content as you go along, which is great.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not a static product. You're constantly adding. So
Yes, yes. No, I
that's
think it's important to. I'm going to send out a survey, this week to the people that are in, that have bought it because I really think it's important just to see what people think about it. I wanted to get it out there, and I want people to give me feedback and say, look, I want to film this. How could I do this? Or, what kind of tips could you give for this? So at least I can create. I want to create the best possible product. So that's a great thing about the internet. It's flexible. It's not like a book. I think
yeah,
I've seen some books about video making, and I'm thinking, great, you buy it, and it's out of date in a few months and it's
yeah,
very static. Where the great thing about online video training products is it's so fluid. I can just go in there, change the section. If I see a really good video shot on an iPhone, I've been going and adding it into a section to sort of inspire people. So that it's amazing how, as a publisher, you can just alter it as you go. Really,
yeah. That's great. How many just top of your head, like how many hours of content is currently in there? Just
I
what's your
think
gut
it's
feel?
I've not counted exactly, but it's approaching about 1 hour and 50 minutes, I
Yeah,
think, right now. And I'm going to add more. I don't want to make it into a huge thing because again, people won't get through it. But
yeah,
if I can see a little slot there where I know that would be really useful to people, then I'm going to make it. And my videos are anywhere between 2 minutes and 6 or 7 minutes. And
that's
I
awesome.
spend a lot of time editing these videos because I'm really conscious that when I go onto YouTube or sometimes people just cannot keep it short. And they take a long time to get into it, and they're really slow, and then the cat gets in the way, um, and all that stuff, and that's all fine and good. But when you bought a product and you're busy, you want to get those nuggets out of it quickly. And so I've tried to spend a bit of extra time, and I listen back to it and say, right, actually, I didn't need to say that, and I'll trim it, and like a TV show, yeah. With a TV show, you've got your exact duration, 46 minutes and 23 seconds, or whatever it is. And so my brain works like that. I'm always looking at things and thinking, how can I get that? Oh God, my show's 60 minutes. How am I going to get it down? So even in my videos, I go back and squeeze them to make them as efficient as I can. Really.
Yeah, yeah. I've noticed that too. It's you get to the topic, you get straight to the point. There's no beating around the bush, no introduction. I mean, you get straight to the point. I want to learn lighting. What's the lighting? Boom. How to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
outdoor lighting? Here it is. A nice short clip. So, no,
yeah,
you don't. Someone watching it, it's not wasting their time.
yeah.
For you talking about other stuff, and my favorite is you can skip through. You can watch exactly what you want, and you can skip through the sections you don't want to watch now and come back to them later. So it's truly a great product. I really encourage everyone, whether you have an iPhone or not. It's the $47 price point. You can use a lot of the techniques on any camera, pocket camera, any Android phone that has video camera, even a webcam. Those tips and tricks will make the difference, especially the lighting and the audio. They're very generic.
And
Okay.
the customer testimonials because filming those is the same whatever camera. I show how to film. I'm with a fitness instructor in this particular video, but I love the idea of again moving them forward, not just a straight interview, but can you actually show your customer using your product or doing something with it? So I'm almost trying to push it like one step. You definitely, if you're a total beginner, you'll get loads out of it. But also, if you already make videos and you just want to go that next step, I think it's going to be good for you as well.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I loved it. Honestly saying, I loved it. I've been through, I can't remember how many modules, but I
Yeah.
sat through one night and I couldn't, I had to watch one more and one more and one
You
more.
couldn't sleep. It was that good.
Yeah, it was no, honestly. I mean, it was. I was up watching it, and I just wanted to watch the next one. And I've been doing video for a while now. But still, I picked up tidbits. I love my iPhone, but you always learn something. That's the great thing. You
Oh
always, no
yeah,
matter how
yeah.
much
I
you
mean,
know, you always learn.
I think it's amazing all the different products that are coming out because my view about this whole space is there's so many great people doing different things and they all bring something different to the table.
Yeah,
And there's a whole education out there. You can go and take, like James's Video Traffic Academy course is a great training course. I bought that course, great course. There's all kinds of people, like Pam Brosman doing things, Lou Bertoni, yourself, and
yeah.
there's so many great little products. And if you put them all together, you've got like the ultimate university of
Exactly.
video
Yeah.
marketing, really, because everybody brings their own piece of their background or their experience into it, really.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And you always learn something new from everybody. You know, just today I learned something new. Just during this interview, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I have an iPhone. I don't use all those gadgets, and I didn't. And especially, iPhone sometimes can be awkward. So having a nice stand to hold it, to grip it, makes a big difference too.
Yeah, yeah,
So
definitely.
just small
But don't
things.
follow this lighting, yeah?
And
Don't,
this
don't.
it's a good example of what not to do.
Yeah, yeah, it's typical, isn't it? But anyway, oh, look, it's like a zebra now.
Okay.
Yeah, it was zebra. Is that how you call
The
it?
zebra, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I call it zebra.
Zebra,
Anyway,
okay.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, Jules, I really appreciate your time, and I know you're a busy guy, and I really appreciate you taking the time just to chat with us and giving away these valuable tips. And for anybody out there looking to, either get started or take your videos to a slightly higher level, I recommend just clicking on the link below. Check it out. iPhone Video Hero, great product. Okay.
Thanks.
Well,
Thanks very much.
okay, you're welcome. So I appreciate your time, and everyone, have a good day. We'll be back again with more tips. So I'm Hani Mourra from Easy Online Video Tips. I got Jules Watkins, and talk to you soon.